Happy Wednesday and welcome to another episode of Herspiration Happy Hour. Ladies, are you ready for some cocktails and conversation?
Yes.
All right, let's get it started.
Are you ready for cocktails and conversation? Are you ready for cocktails and conversation? Are you ready for cocktails and conversation? With your host, the unapologetic diva, Dr. G, the girlfriend therapist, Dr. Cortina Lewis, the Blue Phoenix Heels, Louisa Harrell, and the networking extraordinaire, Diana Richardson Philippus. Are you ready for cocktails and conversation? This is Herspiration Happy Hour.
Woo, it is Wednesday. Ladies, this is your, I was about to say something else, but let me go around and do introductions because I just said I'll make sure I won't skip them. This is your unapologetic diva, Dr. G.
This is Dr. Cortina Lewis, aka the girlfriend therapist.
I am Miss Chavis Walker,
this
your
is
coach.
Diana
Look at there.
And this is Diana Richardson Philippus, your networking extraordinaire.
Oh my gosh, we got Shay back as our guest host again. You know, every time I hear the our intro song, I'll be back here rocking it out. So I'm going to shout out I'm going to shout out DJ Butcher, who actually put that mix together for us and laid my vocals on the track. So shout out to him for always doing such an amazing job, making sure that, you know, our beats sound good. Oh, ladies, it's been a week from Wednesday to Wednesday. It's been a week. How was your weekend? Let's start with that first. How was y'all weekend?
My weekend was great.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what happened on the weekend.
That's where I'm at.
What happened this weekend?
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I know it's terrible because time goes by so fast. I don't know what I did this weekend. I guess I did. I went to a 10-year anniversary, wedding anniversary party on Saturday, and I went to a boxing match on Saturday. I did the boxing match first, then the wedding, wedding anniversary, which I could not really enjoy as much as I want because I ended up having a grass allergy and had to take Benadryl. Yeah, this is the second weekend back to back that I've had to, I've had like a breakout from grass. Now, yes, I know I'm allergic to grass. However, not every type. So I don't know until I'm exposed. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was a little bit miserable, but it was absolutely beautiful. Dominique had the backyard super beautiful and set up with the lights and the tents. It was just really, really cute. And then I don't know what I did on Sunday. I just know whatever the hell I did. I woke up Monday thinking it was Tuesday thinking it was Wednesday. and today I don't know yet. I'll know tomorrow when I wake up and it should be Friday. That's how
I had an amazing argument with my husband. I love sometimes
when you're like, is tomorrow Friday?
I love when we argue sometimes because I know that God is elevating us because things, anytime you have an argument, that means there's discord and somewhere, but that also is a sign that God is taking you somewhere. So you've got to navigate that thing and get it back in alignment. So I kind of enjoy arguments. I feel like that's room for constructive. Like that's where that constructive feedback, you're able to put things on the table and grow through it and go ahead and get to the next thing. So we had this amazing argument. Of course, it's uncomfortable because it's an argument, but arguments are necessary because I was like, at the end of the day, iron sharpens iron and I will be your iron for the rest of my life. And he was like, and I love you. And he slammed the door. He slammed the door.
I like it. That's a good argument.
Now, and let that be the reason.
Okay. That's cute. You know what? You look like you're about to say something.
That's a nice way to look at it, though. I like that.
It's a way, but I don't like the word argument. I like disagreements. Because argument has a negative connotation to it, right? We can have a disagreement and we really are having like a deep disagreement where philosophically we're not agreeing, strategically we're not agreeing, we're just not in alignment. And then we have a conversation about, okay, this is where I am, that's where you are. We have to be able to sit in the uncomfortable place so we can get a solution. Oftentimes when people are, it was like, I'm not going to argue with you. I don't want to argue. And it's like, why are you running away from conflict? Because conflict is a natural part of development. It's a natural part of growth. It's uncomfortable because if you are always agreeing with your partner, somebody's not being honest. There is no way you can bring two individual personalities that are autonomous in their own right and think that you are going to align and agree with every single thing.
Unless they're not autonomous. Unless they're not autonomous.
Even if you are dependent, right? You might like strawberry milk. And I'm like, oh, I like chocolate, but I'll go with strawberry with you. That's still you not being honest with you and what you like. Yeah. So the best way to be in a relationship is not that if you finish each other's sentence, but not that we are on top of our circles are like this. It's better to be like this and we bridge the gap. I'm still my own individual person. You are still your own individual person. And there are parts of us that we share with each other. Because if my relationship is my all and my everything, heaven forbid, if my partner dies, if I lose it, we break up, now you've lost who you are. And that's where I find a lot of ladies coming into my office. They don't know, admit who the hell I am. Because the only thing I knew was my relationship. So now I'm trying to figure it out. I don't even know what I like. I don't know what I like to read. I don't know where I like to go. And it's like, don't lose your identity. One, being like this in the relationship, but also be able to communicate where you are in an honest, genuine fashion.
I do agree with that because I think in my past, I didn't know myself because I didn't like myself. I wasn't comfortable, with myself and all of that. And then I took a year and some change break, almost 18 months or so of a break. And I really got to know me, really got to know me and love everything that I love. And for me, I won't grow. I just won't change that for anybody. I'm going to love who I am. You're either going to embrace me and all my evolutions of me, but I want to stay true to who I am. I don't want to feel like that the only relationship that I should have is with my future husband. And I feel like that even with friendships, I feel like if I can't authentically be myself, even with my friends, I don't want that friendship. I don't want to lose who I am, even with my friends, so, and I think that's the value of having a multitude of friends. And people say, I don't want a whole lot of friends. Well, I do. And I'm blessed to have them. Because my friends are different and I talk to them about different things and I can go to them about different things. And if I want to talk about Christ and Christ things, and one of my other friends might not have the same level of conversation that I'm going to need for that. So I do have a friend that I can go to for that. I know that I can call Cortina when I want to cry and I know it's not going to go anywhere. And sometimes she don't need to say anything. She just knows I'm just going to listen. So I think that no matter what relationship you are in, you're going to have those disagreements. You might have some disagreements so much that you blow out. I'm dealing with that right now with one of my friends. And even though she texts me, her last text to me was, I still love you. And I have not texted her back because I'm petty. I do love and value my friendships. I just didn't like the way or what was said. And there was never an apology. I'm not going to say anything back because there was never an apology over your actions. And what I don't like is, I don't like nobody, whether you're in a relationship or not, I don't like people causing things and then playing victim. That I absolutely don't care for. So people have to accept they have to be accountable for their actions and be open to that. So for me, even with my current friend, I mean, I'm never, she's like my sister, so we're going to go through it. However, without no apology, I just really don't have, I don't have a whole lot to say, because I've said what I had to say, and I know it hurt her feelings, but I don't care. The intent was not to hurt her feelings, but my intent was to be honest about how I perceived what took place, which actually took place. And so, but I think that in your relationships, if you can't live in your authentic truth, and as Cortina say, your own autonomy, you will forever be lost, and you will forever not be really truly happy. At least that's how I feel.
I wanted to say something real quick. I'm going to be like, this is my moment of transparency, because you do have to teach people how to treat you.
Yeah.
But what I don't like, I do not like those words, I don't care. Because when you love somebody, you do care. And we don't get to pick and choose. We can't debate with how we make people feel. And they don't get to debate with us how they make us feel. And so you have to come together and be able to be honest about, hey, listen, because we hear at different levels, at whatever level of life that we are in, that's how we hear. How we perceive it is what we are dealing with and combing through in our emotions, our mental state of mind. And so what you're trying to convey to me, I may not be able to discern it and get it the way you're trying to deliver it. And it could hurt my feelings. And if it hurts my feelings, the last thing I want to hear you say to me is that you don't care.
Well, because I don't, though. I mean, that's I be living in my truth.
I mean,
I be living in my
truth. But when there is love on the table, you have to care, because if you care about me, and I
didn't say I didn't care about her. I don't care about not saying that back. I don't care about what she has to say. It doesn't mean that I don't care about her. Context is everything. I didn't say I didn't care about her. I don't care about how she feels, because she clearly does not care how I feel. So there's a difference. I think sometimes we need to slow down and actually listen to context versus just assume. Because like I said, that's like my sister. I'm always going to love her, but I don't have to care about how she feels at all, because that's not my position. You're responsible for your own feelings. It's not my responsibility to care about how you feel if you've disrespected me. And I know, Cortina, you looking up there like, oh shit. Okay.
No, this is what I'm gonna say, right? Sometimes people can betray us or cross us, and the way it impacted us, if we don't communicate the way in which it impacted us, they won't know. So they're going to be operating from a place of their own understanding, like, oh, whatever. And you're over here waiting on an apology, and they don't even realize for them that it's even that deep. Whereas sometimes we think people are married. It's like, well, you should know it's that deep. We had a conversation about it. But specifically, I always believe if something hurts somebody, I always say, when this was said, I felt this. When this happened, this is how I was impacted, to set the stage. So then at that time, the person, I've communicated how I was impacted, and then it gives them the ability to apologize and not apologize. Now, I'm not going to beg for no apology. Once I've stated how I felt, like,
I did.
I'm like, this hurt me.
I did.
I was wounded. Like, this did not sit well with me. This did not feel right. Now the other person can say, I apologize for making you feel that way. This is where people get real caught up. I know there's this big thing about, don't say, I'm sorry that you feel that way. No. I might not believe that what I said impacted you that much, but the fact that you came to me and said the way in which you said that hurt me, I'm sorry for hurting you in that way. That might not mean I take back what I said, but the impact that it had on you, that's what I'm apologizing for, because my intention was not to hurt you. It was for you to hear me. Right. And so we have to make sure that sometimes, and that can't always happen in the heat of an argument, because emotions are high. Sometimes we have to revisit the conversation. We have to say, you know what, emotionally, I ain't really feeling it. And then I come back, text back later, call back later and say, hey, you know what? I don't like the way this ended. Even though if I know we're going to come back together or whatever, I don't like the way this ended. Let's have a conversation about this. And when I tell you I am 100%, no, 99.9% of the initiator of reconciliation in my marriage, because I don't care. I don't have to be right. I just want for you to hear me, and I just want for us to understand each other. My friends, my husband, anybody, we're on the same team. And if I'm coming at it from an opponent perspective, I'm going to have the vision of you're right, I'm wrong, I'm right, you're wrong. I don't want it to be that way, because sometimes things are just neutral. We just see it differently. And so can we get to a place where I'm like, you know what? This really don't even matter. Hey, this is how I was feeling. Whether you receive it or not, I just want you to know this was the impact on me. How do we navigate this? How do we move past
all of that? All of that.
You know what I really like to say, or what I say in my own world, is that perception is deception at times. You know how someone can perceive something can be deceiving. You may say something and internalizes it another way. And I kind of like what you said, not kind of like, Cortina, but I do like what you said.
Okay, you
or anyone that means something to you, it's very, very important that you're not coming into it like we're opponents, you know, when you're having those disagreements, because that's how things tend to get blown way out of proportion, you know, where something might have been small, now it's major, you know. So, and to your point, Cortina, when something is said that may offend or hurt us, I do think that we should communicate, hey, when you said this, it made me feel this way. Then it gives the person the opportunity to say, well, that wasn't my intention. I never intended to make you feel that way. Or maybe they won't, or maybe like, well, that's exactly what I intended for you to feel. You never know, but you have to give the person the opportunity to have the floor to say, oh, you know, I'm sorry that I made you feel that way, because that wasn't, you know, it wasn't the intent. You know, but we automatically put up, you know, guards, and I like to call it a wall, because, you know, me and my husband, we've had those situations. Everybody's on the defense, and when everybody's on the defense, nothing can get solved or rectified in that moment. So, you know, you have to be cognizant that, you know, we're all people at the end of the day.
Also, we have to understand that intent does not define impact. Your intent could be good, could be pure gold, but that does not define the impact and how it was impacted. So Pam's friend, her intent could have been great, but the impact that it had on Pam to put her in the position, sometimes we also have to, two things can be true. I can understand that your intentions were pure, and I was also hurt.
Yeah. So you know what I have to say? I think one of my, I guess, greatest strengths is that it takes a lot for me to even just fly off the handle. I don't have the bandwidth to be dealing with a bunch of nonsense, but I'll speak my piece. If I what I've learned to do is I don't wait for a long time to pass, but I do manage things with a level head. But I will check stuff in the very beginning instead of holding it back. Now, perhaps what I could have said differently, but no, I did not, because all I did say was, I don't give a fuck how drunk you are. Watch what the fuck you say to me. That was a text message to her, because I had, at that point, it was that or flip a fucking table, because I know how I am. First of all, which is a bad night anyway. Like I said, it was grass around. So, and then there was, after that, that was unnecessary. She called me nasty and all this other stuff. And I had to let her know what you said to me to have other people look.
Oh,
and it was so loud that it was.
You were embarrassed.
No, not really. I can't say embarrassed, but I do watch, because I don't embarrass easily, because I really don't give a fuck. It was like, let me walk away before I flip this fucking table over. That's what it was. It wasn't an embarrassment. It was like, sometimes I'm the type that where you show out, you will get worked out. I show you better than I tell you. So, and I know I'm working on me with that. But I was like, the easiest thing I can say is, because the words was, I'm drunk. Okay, well, be drunk, but I don't give a fuck how drunk you are. Watch what the fuck you say to me. And I meant it that way. I meant it exactly how she probably read it in the text. And then after that, there was no more. I was chilling. And that's who I am. I'm a Scorpio. I can be in the same room with you and you dead to me. I don't have to say nothing to you. I'm not going to feel uneasy. I'm not going to feel uncomfortable. I said what the fuck I said, and I'm going to stand by it, because what you won't do is be disrespectful. I don't care where you're at. I don't care who you are. And so even after the fact, I let her know exactly what was going on, what was said. It was, my feelings are hurt. You hurt my feelings. And I said, well, you know what, since you feel like
my feelings.
I said, well, since you're, and I told her she hurt her own feelings. My thing is, don't play victim now after what you said that had, and we're at this function, and I'm like, I'm not going to ruin my friend Dominique's moment. This is her anniversary party. This is not the place for it. And it took place in where everybody was looking. And Jay talked to me about it, and he was like, you know, my friends and I joke a certain way. I don't fucking play that way. There's a time and a place for everything. And there's just some things that just no. So I feel like if I express to you, and then on the next day we're having a conversation via text, and you still feel like I'm so hurt, you hurt my feelings, because I also said, you know, if you feel like I'm such a nasty person and I have this energy or whatever, why are you friends with me? Remove my number from your phone and remove yourself from all things me. It's that easy. And it was like, I'm really hurt now. I have to be the type of person that really cares. And I use that. I know you don't like that, but I really have to be the type of person that cares. I think that I'm so grounded in my faith, and I know her ass ain't going nowhere, but I'm also grounded in my faith that my gift of goodbye, sometimes people have a reason, you know, they have a reason, they have a season. I don't hold nothing back. But if you feel a certain way because of what I said to you, because of how you presented yourself, not to me, but to people who we don't even know, then you've earned your spot. That's all. That's kind of how I felt. So it wasn't that I wouldn't be friends with her. I'm just going to hold her accountable, like I would hold any of my friends accountable for some stupid bullshit that's said. And I'm not gonna ease up on it. I don't think
accountability.
Exactly, and that's what
accountability is important.
It really is, and it's important to me because I'm like that with all of my friends. I expect my friends to tell me when I'm fucked up, when Diana called me quick, I'm mad at you. And I'm like, for what? I'm mad at you too. We have those conversations, but she can be honest with me. And that's what it is. Even if I don't know whether she be kidding or not, but like
half the time I do.
Yeah. But she'd be like, oh, well, I know she don't really be mad, but she'd be like, my feelings are hurt. And I'm like, well, my feelings are hurt too. Because we used to talk all the time. And then all of a sudden, it's like she done gone.
Life start lifing. Mama moved in. Sister moved in.
So our and we hadn't, and I would have to say, and we talked a lot, but it wasn't like friend talk. We business talked a lot, and so that part of bouncing things off of one another and all of that other stuff. And when we talk, it's like, let me run into this meeting. Let me run into here. Let me run into here, and it's a little bit different, but. I'm the type that I'll hold you accountable, but you're going to hear what I have to say, especially when you've been disrespectful. And I'm not going to, I'm going to hold your feet to the fire to that if you're really my friend.
See, this is the thing. I don't tolerate disrespectful friends. So if someone has a pattern of being disrespectful and trying me, they're not going to have that same level of access. I don't care if you're drunk. I don't care what it is, because that's my boundary. And if you violate my boundary, I'm going to put you over there, because you're not going to be able to do it again. Because I am very regulated when it comes to the words that I use, because I know the power of words. And so I'm not going to use them like, I'm drunk and I done cuss you out from A to Z and told you how to go F your mama from upside down to hell. Like, I think that there has to be a level of comfort for someone to be able to formulate those words, to feel like that they can say that to you. What is it that I have done? In what way are you triggered? And how do you need to be healed if that is your go-to to disrespect someone in that way that you say that you love? So you really can't love me if you disrespecting me. And people define disrespect in very different terms. That's why when you have friendships, if there's a violation, you have to make sure, like, hey, please don't do that again. If they don't ever do it again, straight, because guess what? They heard you. They respected your boundary. But then if it happens again, it's like, oh, hell no, you don't even respect me. So you definitely cannot be my friend if you do not respect me. Just like if you are my partner and you are disrespectful, if you are violating the boundary, you cannot be in my life. At this day and age where I am, everybody, I told y'all about grandma. Boundaries.
You can stop it with grandma.
Listen, I used to be that girl that would quickly say, I'll meet you where you at. No. I'm going to move on from where you are because I'm not going to give you permission to ever do this again. Yeah. And that's me holding myself accountable. I am responsible for teaching people how to treat me. And if I allow you, here's the thing. It always flows back to us. It's an inward job at all times. People will only treat you the way you allow them to. So if you allow yourself to operate outside of the boundary that you created, then you open yourself up and you subject yourself to being disrespected and all of these other things. And so I always operate within my boundary. And the moment you come close to the boundary, that's a conversation.
Let me tell you something. I used to have friends. Well, now I realize they weren't friends, right? That, you know how people say, use the word shade, right? I'm the type of person, I don't shade my friends in any form. I really don't. I don't think that there's anything positive about shade, the word shade. Ooh, girl, now I'm probably going to, you do? You think?
Because sometimes, like, for example, today I made a comment to something to my husband, because we always going back and forth, right?
I ain't talking about the husband. You know, we have our friendly stuff with our husband.
My friends, I be like, over there curly, you know, or whatever. Because, and I think you have to know, I'm talking about Pam. I think you have to know the person's heart and their personality. Anybody who knows me, they know my heart. I'm a giver. I'm not malicious. I'm not anything like that. So if I'm saying it, trust me. So I think if you are feeling like, oh, hell no, are they being for real, or is that fun shade? I do believe there's a balance between enemy shade and fun shade.
I think now,
damn self sometime.
When you're shading, if you continue to use the word shade, there is, if you're fun shading, right? To me, that's not really shade. That's just being a little funny with your friend. Like you said, Pam, curls over there. Look at them curls. That's really,
right.
I know that's right. You better get into this. That to me is not like shade. You know what I'm saying? Shade is like, I don't even want to use what the last time.
Give an example. Give a different example. Give a different example.
Okay.
Like Diane over there with her butterflies and shit.
No, that's a good one. That's a good one. No, like talking about you personally, right?
Okay.
Like, and this person kept doing it. Like,
you mean that some condescending truth shade?
Yeah. Well, no.
Yeah, all right, I hear you.
True, but
they say there's a hint of truth in every joke.
Every joke. Yep.
Right. But then trying to play it off like I'm just playing, but you're not playing. You're being nasty to me. You're doing it in front of people. And I am the type, I was the type. I was easily embarrassed. I'm a very private person. I don't like my business in the street. People that know me, they know that. Like, I don't care what's going on. I don't talk about what goes on in the house. Stay in the goddamn house. Me and my husband, we've had this because he got live one time. Never mind, I ain't even gonna do that on here. But he tried to get live one time in public. I was like, look, this will be the end of our days. Because
Well,
I mean, no,
I
I don't play like that. This will be the end.
No, look, Philly girl be like, it might be the end of your day.
That part too. That part too. I was like, I don't
your
play them type games. Like I'm real private. And so when people, that shading and then doing it in public, and I used to be like,
that's different.
Yeah, and I mean, this person is no longer in my life, and I had a couple people like that around me, and it's interesting that Ms. Shay, you said that it's an inward out type of thing, and I had to realize, like, why am I allowing this person to treat me in a way that I know I don't deserve, nor do I do to her? Nor would I do to anybody. I wouldn't. First of all, I'm not a shady person. Like, well, I do better with my shade. If I really like you, I'm not going to be. I don't do that. I'm not that type of friend. I'm not that type of friend. Now, if I don't like you, I still won't shade you publicly. I might talk about you to other people.
You be throwing shade.
To who? You?
Not bad shade, but you do be throwing shade.
When did I throw shade?
I can't say right now. I don't know, but you have. Now that I think about it,
I didn't
see, that's that friendly shade that you
exactly. That's that friendly shade.
Because you know who you can cut up with.
It's not bad shade.
Who you can cut up with, and you know who you can't.
I was about to say it's not bad shade. Me and you are like that. Now. But you look.
I be talking about how your boobs is big, and I'm jealous.
But that might be shade too. So you got to think about it. Like today, I remember what it was. I was leaving because we have a guest bedroom. So that's where D works. So I had my bag in there. He was like, take your trash. I said, well, my trash is too heavy to carry. And then he was like, oh, because then he like put it together. I was talking about him. I said, I can't carry you. I said something like that. What he said. So you tell me to take my trash. Oh, you too heavy. I can't carry you. So that was kind of like our fun banter. And he was like, because my husband is very super petty. But it's like a fun petty. But I'd be like, petty boobs. He'd be like,
he be low key petty though.
Yes, he is very low key petty.
He be low key petty and low key throwing shade that it takes you a minute before you realize it's
like intellectual shade.
Yeah.
That sounds like my husband. See,
look, I'm just saying.
Was that shade?
I'm telling you, Cortine, I think you're my doppelganger. I'm telling you. Because I swear our life is so much alike. Like, that's my husband. Because he's so smart. He's like a mad scientist smart, right? So the way you got to know him to catch it. You got to be quick. You got to be quick on your feet to catch what he's saying. Because it'll go right over your head. I'll be like, oh, you know what? I heard what you said.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like, D, like low key, it's caught me like a couple of hours later. Like, damn, I missed that. And it is bad because I laugh after the fact. Totally missed it. I know it's so terrible, but it'd be low key. And you know what? And I'm not even gonna lie. I also think it might be a Haitian thing because all his friends can low key throw shade, and it takes you a minute before you actually get it. Where
it might be a Caribbean thing because my husband is Mr. Petty Pants too, and I'll be looking at him sometimes like say one more thing. One more. He be like, what?
You don't have the gift. Don't be threatening him because you don't have the gift.
It's
a gift.
I don't have that gift.
But that's fun shade. You see, Shay, that was a fun shade.
Oh, damn, you just shaded me.
Yeah.
Just put that.
I think
when
you got to listen to your gut. When you feel that people are shading you, but it's nice, nasty, bad intention behind it, it's something that they've done before that even puts you in that mindset to think that, damn, why they being passive aggressive? Because there's a difference between passive aggressive shade and fun shade, right? And so if I'm checking myself like, shit, like what? Versus me, laughing, girl, you're so crazy. That's where I have to start evaluating my interaction with this person.
Yeah. Yeah.
What has been the consistent pattern historically with this person? Have they ever celebrated me? Have they ever supported me? Have they ever been to any of my events? Have they ever been to any of my business ventures? Do they speak life into me? If it's no to all those things and they throwing you shade, they're not a friend. They're a hater.
See, that's the good thing. It's yes to all of those things. And so, I mean,
Not a hater though.
now, and I don't think
Facts, big old fact.
Yeah, but she really, when I talk about, that's why I said we're like sisters. I mean, she is 100% supportive. I mean, there's nothing that she would not do. She would give me the shirt off of her back. But do she have some fucked up moments? But and so for me,
But don't we all sometimes?
But you know what? So here's my thing, and I always told her this from the day that she met me, and she felt me up because she didn't think my boobs were mine. I told her, and she apologized for that. And I told her, I said, you know what? Don't change. I love people to show up for who they are. Oh, okay. We over here exposing booby booby.
Oh, that's what we doing. That's okay, y'all. That's
you are.
It's okay.
But I mean, she's
really much.
She shows up, and so you know, I like her to show up for who she is. But it's, you know, you got to check somebody sometimes, and I think maybe she didn't mean anything by it, but it didn't change the way that I felt. Cortina, why are you looking like that?
Cause don't nobody care that y'all was blessed with boobs.
Oh, well, let me tell you something. First of all, I didn't ask. I bought some and then gained 20 pounds. If I would have known that I just gained 20 pounds, I wouldn't have bought any.
Well, shit, I gained 50 pounds and my breasts ain't grown none.
Well, I paid for some, and then my boobies started hurting when I was time to go get the procedure done. They told me I couldn't have the procedure, and I got my money back. And then a year later, I was in a double D, and I was like, "Oh, well,
I'm a double D right now, and I didn't pay for no fucking double D. I paid for a full B, small C. And if you go back to my pictures, that's why I was glam. Then I gained 20 pounds. And then it was gone. I was like,
what
the
hell? 20 pounds at? Because I'm trying to
I was 97 pounds.
In the breast.
I was 97 pounds. I went to the doctor today. I am 122 pounds, maybe 121 now, because I was fully dressed and I had my purse on with me. So they said 123. So I might be like 119.
I that in middle school.
119 pounds.
I'm saying if you take all the clothes off and are naked and whatnot. I'm just saying. Hey, babe.
If I was 119 pounds, I would look like a stick figure.
I mean, I could be 120. How much do you take off of purse, clothes, and shoes?
I weigh myself naked every morning.
Why?
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to get my target, and I got to do my morning weight. Like soon as I wake up, not after I done ate, not after I done took a shower, not after I have done anything. And that's how you get your real weight. After you waking up first thing in the morning, you see where you are. Because I'm trying to track my progress, and it's going in the wrong direction.
Oh, well, see, all I had was coffee this morning, and then I went to the doctor, and then I came home and I ate lasagna that I made. But I had my purse, my shoes, my clothes, because they have like the weight sitting in the chair. And I was like, well, how much do I weigh? And he was like 123. And I was like, okay, I got a whole purse on. I got 2 phones and
I don't trust
my bag. I'm like, so I probably can knock off about 2 pounds. That puts me at what, 120, 121? I don't know.
That's great.
You see my face. I ain't even got nothing to say at all. I ain't got nothing to say.
All I'm saying is, but here you got to understand, when I had my boobs done, I was 97 pounds. I gained all the weight.
You was
hungry.
You was motherfucking hungry. At 97 pounds. You was starving. At fucking 90. I would have force fed your ass if I would have knew you back then that you was 97 motherfucking pounds.
I was faithful, but I was 97 pounds. Y'all, you need to stop.
Okay, go ahead, Miss 97.
I was 97 pounds, and you know, it is what it is.
All right,
well, I mean, I was 97 pounds one time when I was depressed in college. I had broke up with my college.
When I was in 5th grade, I was 97 pounds.
Yeah.
No, maybe 4.
So here I am, and I was 97 pounds.
Okay.
I was shapely though.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Nothing at all.
Nothing like that. Now I done set a side-by-side photo. It's embarrassing. I was like,
It's not
Ain't nothing about 120 pounds embarrassing
at all.
No,
cut it out.
I'm saying from 97 pounds of that picture to where I'm at now, I was like, oh, I done put some weight on.
Do you see us looking at you? Because you about to catch all the shade right now in this moment.
Yeah.
Right now.
Because I mean, 123 is not that far. I mean,
I didn't say anything was out. It's far from 97 pounds.
It ain't that far. You missed 2 meals and you could be right back. I mean, you keep.
Just let her have it.
There is a drastic difference. I got front and back.
That looks great.
I got front and back.
It looks amazing.
But I got front, back, and side to side.
Well, you looking like you eating at this point. You're eating meals.
You happy?
I was
eating
meals then.
Yeah.
I was eating meals then.
No, you wasn't.
She was eating Lunchables.
Sure.
I was eating Lunchables.
Lettuce and cranberries.
I was cooking. I was eating cranberries.
Wait, you said Lunchables.
I was eating
Lunchables. My nieces eat Lunchables. They're 6 and 7.
So you walking around with Lunchables in your
No, I am the snack queen though. When I travel, everybody know I carry everything from snacks to rice.
Oh, I love snacks. Now I'm gonna have me a snack.
That's the
I carry rice. I carry rice.
That's our problem now.
Let me tell you something. When I went to Turks and Caicos, and Ashley, my cousin Ashley, would tell you this. This must be the hilarious fucking story ever. So in Turks and Caicos, like I might take like oatmeal packs and all of this stuff that you can cook because we had an Airbnb. So I packed rice. Girl, one of the ladies that was with us, and God, I love her. She's like a sister. Her phone got wet. Child, what? All I heard, I was in the room curling my hair, and all I heard was shh. I was like, I know damn well y'all not using my basmati rice to soak her phone in. Oh no. They was like, how can you hear that? Bitch, I can hear rice. I like rice. Don't use my rice for that. They was like, I have never.
Not you can hear it because you like it.
She said,
I can hear rice because I like rice.
You was not about to use my basmati rice to soak a phone in. So, I mean, my phone broke too. So I had lost my phone in pictures. Oh. But I was just saying, don't use my rice. I don't care. Yeah, call it what you want.
I cannot with you. Can.
Call it what you want. You would not be using my rice. Not basmati. Basmati is expensive. Have you ever bought basmati rice?
That's all.
Yes.
Girl, just give me jasmine rice.
Expensive.
I like jasmine rice, so I got some of that downstairs. I want a hot dog.
You know what? While we're talking about her being 119 pounds,
you said hot dog, and I was thinking something else.
And see, Diana, we threw 10 buckets of shade at Pam, but at no point do I bet she gonna be looking at us like this heifer, like,
right,
because she knows we're coming because we are her real friend,
right? And that's why when you start questioning what is this, that's when you have to evaluate the friendship.
Right. I was gonna even say, like, you gotta, like, I think back to some of the relationships that are no longer in season for me. I think about the context, and they came, a lot of times we have these relationships with people where they came about from trauma bonds. We trauma bond with people, and whatever we're going through in that season, we connect with certain people that, because our conversation is alike, it's the same. But then when you start to grow up and you start to heal from that place of trauma that you're in, the relationship starts to dissipate. And then you find yourself like, the person is sitting in offense. We're not talking anymore. We're not doing what we used to, whatever. And then when you start to comb through the context of the relationship, there was something I posted, I think it was yesterday, where the lady was talking about, are you assigned to me or are you attached? Being able to identify the difference. And assignment means when you're assigned to somebody, they're, like she said, you're making the God in me come alive. You are pouring into me. I'm leveling up. This relationship is bearing fruit, right? Because you judge a tree by the fruit, not the branches. And then the ones that are attached to you, okay, crew, attached to you in those seasons, they're not bearing any fruit.
Yeah.
They're not bearing any fruit. They're just taking from you everything that you do. You're pouring into it. You're giving, but there is nothing reciprocating coming back to you that's making you feel full. Every time you walk away from this relationship or conversation, you're left empty. Nothing is coming back into you. And so when those seasons starts to change, like I was so excited that I learned to celebrate when the seasons was changing, because God, look, his omnipresence is powerful for me.
Yes,
you can hear and see everything that I cannot. So when the season changes with relationships, I embrace it. I no longer mourn about it, because I'm like, I'm grateful. That means that I'm growing up. And there are things that I'm growing in that people just can't come. They can't come with me. And it's cool. It's okay.
They can't go.
Yeah,
They
piss your dogs off. God damn, who done piss your dog off?
I think somebody's at the door.
I'm like, good God, he going crazy. They sound like Ginger.
Ginger don't sound. That sound like a big dog.
No, it's not a big dog. I'm talking about like
I got a big baby. And
if somebody come to the door or whatever, that'd be Ginger. Ginger be ready for people.
Ginger and Suki be acting a complete fool.
Yeah, I'm saying he don't get to that point where he bark yet. He just thinks that every time the door goes off, that it's Jay. That's what he thinks.
Aww.
Every time the ring go off, that's what he be thinking.
He says my dad. He says my dad. But you know what? But
and then he leaves me. He like, you could tell Jay's downstairs now, because his ass has been sitting on the couch, chilling, laid up. And then Jay comes home, and now he's here with me because Jay went downstairs to take a shower, and he refuses to go down those stairs.
Oh, wow. Yep.
Oh, he's still scared of the stairs.
I'm glad, because if he goes down the stairs, Jay won't get a moment of peace. That's his only peace. You know what? And sometimes I want to record him. I do record him, but I don't always post, because sometimes I'm like, tell me you needy without telling me you're needy. I can't even go to the bathroom. I'm in the shower, and here he come, peeking his head in through the door. Coming in the shower. I'm like, if I go to the bathroom, he walks in the bathroom looking at me, and then he be putting his paws up on me. I'm like, can I please go to the bathroom in peace? When can I get some peace?
Oh,
so now I have to shut the bathroom door, because before I had it cracked so I can hear what goes on. He done broke into the door. Now he don't know how to open the door up if it's cracked.
Child.
Can't take it. I'm like, it literally like having kids, because the last time I had to experience this was with William, which was like my little grandson. I had no peace when he learned how to open doors. He'd be coming, standing in the shower, walking in. I'm trying to use the bathroom. I'm like, can I get a free moment?
No, you can't. You can't
get a free moment. The only thing with a dog I can't stand is when he got to put his paws up on my knees, and I'm like, can I use the bathroom in peace? And then he does this.
Yeah.
He's learning. He's learning you. He's figuring it out.
Child, he can figure out something else. He be getting in punishment now. I don't learn how to use the crate. He's never been crate trained. He has a playpen that he sleeps in, and so now I use the crate as his punishment, and he can't stand that. 10 minutes. He done.
Yeah, Thunder don't like going in his cage at all. He is spoiled and unruly, and he starts his training school next Saturday, and I cannot wait.
And how old is he now?
He about to be 6 months, or he is 6 months.
Because I was doing some research, and they were saying that it's not even worth training dogs until they're 6 months, when they get that wildness out of them. Because right now, like he just turned, tomorrow he turns 4 months. And stop pawing me. And I'm looking, and he's still at the short attention span. See,
well,
he's a baby.
Everything is like, he got to give me his paw when he wants attention. He gives me his paw.
I would call Thunder over here, but that'll be the end of the show for me, because he gonna knock the laptop over, knock my cup over, jump on me, slap me in the face. Yep. It's gonna be.
But he's not small.
No, he not.
Thunder is not small.
Thunder, are you asleep?
Kofi, can you?
What kind of what kind of dog is it?
Thunder is a lab.
Okay.
A black lab. He is so wild, y'all. I mean, I don't know.
You said he's 6 months?
Mm-hmm.
All my babies are 3 now. The two little ones, they're actually a set of twins. And
Oh,
they're applehead chihuahuas, and they're a set of twins, and they're 3. And they look totally opposite from each other.
oh wow.
One is long hair
Why
and
you
one
looking
is
like
short
that?
hair.
You don't want your baby no more.
I'm
And
so sad. Like he just gave it away. Like who the hell does that?
And then the pit bull, he is 175 pounds.
Damn. That's
Yeah.
more than me.
175
There's
pounds.
no way in hell I might have a dog that weighs
pit
more than
bull,
me that can
yeah.
yank me all over the street. No.
Yeah.
No, I'm not trying
But
to have
they are so well, like they're very disciplined. I guess, you know.
I
my
don't want
mom-
a dog that weigh more than me. I just can't. I don't have it in me.
Yeah. He's a big boy. He's a big,
Yeah,
big boy.
clearly.
But he's the baby. He thinks that he's their size.
But a lot of them do. I don't know what it's like body dysmorphia for dogs.
Yeah,
What?
he
Yeah.
thinks that he's their
Yeah,
size.
because some of these big dogs think that they are little itty bitty dogs, and
Yeah.
they're like, no,
They have no concept of big and small.
No,
body dysmorphia.
no.
Tina, you should do a study on that for animals.
And how they have sex.
Did you say how they have sex?
That's what
You know, she's a sex therapist, so
I know.
She's talking about body dysmorphia.
because
Like,
everything,
it's a part of
everything is Cortina. You should do a study on everything.
Yeah,
Cortina, do a study on it.
I know. Are there some new cards coming out, Cortina?
Eventually, I don't know. I got so much
I got busy now.
stuff. I cannot like.
You know, rolled out the first one, so now
I dream of a life of ease, but every weekend there is something happening.
you don't even know what you did this past weekend.
I did remember my dad came to visit me, and I hung out with my dad.
Oh,
So,
It
this
must be
weekend. So this weekend, well, my mother-in-law is here. My cousin-in-law and his daughter and his niece are here. My brother-in-law gets in tomorrow, so we'll have that whole thing this weekend. And then the following weekend, my mom is coming. So it's
you have no.
it's always something. Oh! I don't know if you all saw this. Queen B. I will be going to the Beyonce concert Friday. Yes.
Awesome.
Section 116, row 16, seat 5. Okay.
Oh,
I got 2 friends that went.
oh,
And no, all the way down too. Like what the fuck? All the way down too.
I went when she was in Orlando in 2018, the On the Run tour. Tour. Oh my God. I tell you, Beyonce, she's not my favorite singer, but she is goddamn my favorite entertainer.
Okay.
Well, I tell you, she put on the show. She is the only person I will spend the bag on. The only one. Damn it.
Wait a minute. When did you get these tickets? Before the spending cut or after?
So we had to ease it on in there, right? So it was a secret.
how about I knew that's what she was going to say? I knew she was going to say that she slid that in there some kind of way.
Don't feel bad. My best friend spent $1,000 on a Beyonce ticket. I
Where
was
was she
like,
sitting?
bitch, you done lost your motherfucking mind. I'm sorry, y'all. Ain't no way.
Well, I don't
Cortina.
know. I'm
I'll
just
watch
saying.
it on Showtime or Cinemax or wherever HBO.
No, it ain't the
I can wait
same.
for
It
Netflix.
ain't the same as being in the building, feeling the energy.
good.
And like we talked about before, people spend their money on their areas of interest.
Yes.
They spend money on gadgets and gizmos and electronics and all that. I don't care about cameras in the house. If you come to our house now, it look like goddamn Fort Knox. I don't care about all that. I don't even know how to work it. I like other kind of stuff. My interests are in other areas. And so some people like fine dining. Some people like bags and purses and shoes. Some people like hair. Some people like eyewear. Some people Like, well, travel, it depends on what makes your soul smile. And every now and again, Beyonce sprinkles some fairy dust and it makes my soul smile. And so it's not like I'm spending that kind of money all the time. It's last time she was in concert was what, 2018. Okay, so we got like 5 years, if I can count right, since the last time, and last time I saw her, I was 3 rows from the floor.
Ooh.
Great seats in the center, wonderful experience. Now I'm in lower level. I told y'all 116. I'm kind of like on the side. We'll see how this goes, but it's really close. So I can watch her on the stage, not necessarily on the screen, but I'm taking my daughter. My daughter is a huge Beyonce fan. She has 3 Beyonce posters in her room. And I wanted to surprise her, but I couldn't hold it. Like I was so excited and everything. So that's going to be a cool mommy-daughter experience.
It is.
I cannot wait to see all of the videos and the photos. I'll live vicariously through you all. See, for me, I think, and when you sat here and just talked about what makes your soul smile, low key, can't say this so loudly, but like when I get to Alabama and get to hang out with my mom, I never want to leave.
Oh, I get it.
Like it'd be, and I love when he'd be like, just go ahead and stay a little longer, take care of what you need to do. Oh yeah, food too. I like food. But
I love food.
But you know, my mom don't cook. I cook when I'm there. And I love that I can cook for my mom and them every day and they would just love it. I cook here and he's like, you don't have to be cooking. You're not my slave. I'm like, what? But low key, my thing is when I travel to see my mom, it's like, it's a lot for me to leave. It almost breaks my heart. Like he lucky I'm in a relationship with him, because if I was not, I'd be right there. I'd move into a house. I have a room in my mom's house, sort of. And I would low key be right there the whole time, just sitting there, just cooking for my mom, even when she works from home and she'd be on the phone. I'm like giving her lunch, giving her breakfast. That'd be my thing. I don't know why. It's like taking care of my mom at this juncture is like my world. And so for me, I'm looking forward to driving back down and visiting her. I do 11 hours to go see my mom. And if it wasn't for the fact that I have a whole fiance, I would do 11 hours once a month and be spending a week.
You were so blessing me with what you're saying, though, because I've reached this place in my life that I feel the same exact way. My mom was here with me for 3 weeks and I bawled my eyes out because I had to take her to the airport.
I know.
I did not want that. I did not want that. But I think because me and my mom spent so much time being oil and water, like for the longest time, I finally, I got to a place where I was able to just accept where God was trying to take me in my spiritual calling, my spiritual journey. And I had to really lean into the commandment of honor your parents. And the moment I did that, I released her from so many places of unforgiveness and things that I had been holding on to. And now all I do all the time now is I just pray to God all the time. Allow us to just have the time, restore us, get us back there. And now that we have been there, all I want to do is be around her. I want to talk to her. I want to love on her. I want to talk to her all day. Like, I just want to be around her. I got such joy going into the room while she was here and being able to make her coffee, make her breakfast, and even just to be able to lean down and kiss her warm skin and hug her before I left out to go to work. That blessed me, because there are so many people's parents that they don't get to do that. And I'm like, wow, I'm just so grateful that I still have my mom. When I call, she answers. And all I want to do is be around her. I'm like, Mama, you got to move in with me. Like, I'm about to send a whole U-Haul to movers to pack your stuff.
My mom ain't gonna move here, but
mine is with me. My mom's she moved in.
I wouldn't get no work done if when my mom retires in a couple of years. I'm like, shit, I got to make enough money to retire, because my mom is my road dog. I'm like, she retired. I'm like, shit, I gotta figure out a way to
travel. We got
now. That even right now, I can work remote, so I can go there. And I might not like my mom wanted her house painted. I'm gonna go paint her house. Anything my mom wants, I will give. I've never been the type for years that would buy myself luxury unless it was an occasion. My mom, if whatever she wanted, I was like, I will get it. I don't care if it was $20,000. I would go. Now I ain't gonna say I'm gonna sell my ass for it, but I would do whatever I need to do. I might get on pole for it, but there's nothing that I would not do for my mom. And she wouldn't even expect it. But that's just my relationship with her, that I feel like, she's always been so good and like right there and very present. And I've never had to want for anything, even though she stripped my whole bedroom down when I was like in high school. Because we were spoiled kids. But when I look at my life, I'm like, I'm glad that I can take care of my mom when she comes. I'm glad that I have her to spoil all of this time. I don't care about Mother's Day when I celebrate every day. I can talk to my mom about anything and everything. And I remember I used to be on the phone and people used to be like, I thought you was on the phone with your mom. I'm like, I was. You talk to your mom. You just say that to her. Yeah, my mom is like my rock. So when I'm with her, it's like we have such a good time.
I think this would be a great topic for our next show, because so many, parents they say, and I developed this as a result of doing therapy. I'm not one of your little friends, but we expect as soon as they turn 18, 20 to flip a switch, and we want for them to talk to us. If you spent your whole life telling me I'm not your friend, what do you think I'm going to expect? Morgan is my friend with boundaries, of course. Right. I am her mother, and we have a relationship where she can come and talk to me about anything without judgment. If you come and share something with me and you are vulnerable with me about what's happening in your life, I am going to listen. I'm going to ask you, okay, what you want. And I'm going to say, you know what? Okay, there could have been a different way you could have did this, but I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to demonize you. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to do any of those things, because a lot of parents want their kids to be able to talk to them and have those type of relationships that we are explaining and talking about. But how do you expect to bridge the gap from now, and you're being mean and mommy all the time instead of being friendly to your child where they feel comfortable with coming to you? If you're like tyrant like this, you think I'm gonna want to tell you what the hell going on with me?
Exactly.
No. So I think that should be a topic for one of the shows that we talked about, the balance between parenting and being friendly with our children.
Mom, you're gonna have to come on, because my mom watches every show. Mom, you're gonna have to come on for that, because I would love to hear her wisdom. The fact that she works as a CASA, or court appointed judge advocate, or CAJA, or whatever you want to call it. So she works directly with kids a lot, but just that she raised 3 girls who, me and my sisters are absolutely amazing.
Well, hell, maybe we should do a show with all our moms come on.
Oh yeah, let's do a mommy show.
We should.
We should.
Joanna's up in here.
She even telling me how to parent my damn dog.
That part.
He getting on my nerves right now. But you know what? We already have reached our show time, just 2 minutes over. But this is what happens when great conversation. But actually, this is what happens during happy hour, because when you just sitting there and you're just chilling and you're having conversation and you're having cocktails and Gatorade and
you saw you caught my Gatorade.
Bro, you was drinking Gatorade like you was having a hard day. What are you drinking, Cortina?
It's a little something I whipped up in my little bar. It's a little bit of mango with some vodka and some simple syrup and some grenadine, shaken together with a sugar rim glass and a slice of lemon. And it's just my made up drink.
You did not just whip. That's not a whip up.
You got a sugar rim and everything.
It's just something I whipped up. That's not something.
Look, I want to taste it. I'm going to taste see what that tastes like.
Right? Like,
I have an internal bartender that lives inside of me, an internal food taster, and an internal bartender that lives inside of me.
You did not just you just gave a whole lot. Like, she was like, oh, I just whipped up a little something. Whipped up is something right. I did, which is like I bought this like floral Hendrix gin from Aruba, and I had it with ginger ale. That's a whip up. What you did, Girl, you was over there
That's a
mixology.
whole concoction.
Yeah, that's some. She done mixology. She was mixologing over there. So let's go around. Diana, where can everybody follow you at? What do you have going on that you want to shout out that's going on with you right now?
Oh boy. Well, you can follow me at Diana Richardson Philippus on all platforms. And right now I have a couple things coming up. We are preparing for our September 9th Empower Networking Powerhouse Brunch here in Atlanta at the Ritz-Carlton. Go on to my pages. You'll be able to see it there. It's going to be fabulous. I am collaborating with the wonderful Precious Monet. Come get your knowledge. And if you're in the area, be sure to stop by the Cumberland Mall September 22nd through the 24th for the Fall into Autumn Pop-Up Shop Expo.
Ooh, cool. Nice.
Okay.
Shay, where can everybody follow you at? What do you want to promote, if anything?
Yeah, so of course you can find me at The Coach of Courage on Instagram or www.thecoachofcourage.com. Next book is being released in November, Fortitude, My Unshakable Valor. Yes.
Okay.
November what?
November 12th.
Oh, it's after my
right.
birthday.
It's after your birthday. I'm actually going to try to push it to the 10th. I think I'm going to make it on the 10th. The 10th is my mom's birthday. So.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. My Unshakable Valor.
Okay. Luisa's not with us right now. She'll be back in September. I did talk to her today, just so people who follow us, she is doing great. And she will share that, I love that she is on her therapy journey, and I'm loving that she's getting healing right now. So she'll be back with us in September. Dr. Lewis.
You can find me in the club, bottle full of you can find me on Instagram at The Girlfriend Therapist on all social media platforms. You can also find me at the Noir Center, THENOIR Center, CENTER. And you can find me where else?
Sex Unveiled.
Thank you. Sext Unveiled, SEXD Unveiled.
And you can find me on all social media platforms at I am Dr. P. Gurley, IAMDRPGURLEY. You can also follow the Brown Girl Brown Boy series on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and at BGBB Kids Red Carpet. I will be honest and tell you all that there is some shifting and changing that is going on within the Brown Girl Brown Boy series brand, since it is now under a nonprofit. That is a 501(c)(3). Excited about that. There will be, I'm actually, this is the first time that, and I have no news has been released about it yet, but I can share now that there will be an evening with authors that I will be having in Atlanta on November 9th between 6 and 10 p.m. Tickets and all of that stuff become available on September 1st. We are wrapping it up. I am partnering with Hill and M Hill Enterprises, which is another author that does real estate, and he's actually one of the youngest real estate appraisers in the country. So he wanted to do some work with the nonprofit, and so we're going to do some work together and have an evening for authors, not just children book authors, but all authors. So definitely follow my page, follow the BGBB Kids Red Carpet page, and the Brown Girl Brown Boy series page, so that if you would like to be a participating author for that event on November 9th, come out, because it's not limited to anybody. We just want to show diversity and support all the authors, as well as raise money for children through the nonprofit. So that's one of the first initiatives that is actually going to come out, since we've been a 501(c), and when you donate, it's a tax write-off. So God bless for that. You can find us here next week, same time, same place. Ladies, any last words of wisdom? Not the drinking out of an empty cup almost with some ice.
This is water.
I was going to say, take time to evaluate the individuals you have in your life. If you feel like they are shading you and it's coming from a place of malice, before you initially cut them off, have a conversation and see where it goes. But always be mindful of the company that you keep.
Amen.
Ooh, you know what? I will piggyback that off of that and say that never lose yourself, no matter whether it's a relationship or a friendship. Always stay true to who you are and stand up and give yourself a voice, because, and I've said this to you, Cortina, before, if you don't have a voice for you, you won't have a voice for anybody. Always speak up for you and state how you feel, because sometimes you will be your only advocate, and that matters. So anybody else have anything before we leave the show?
I would say submit and surrender to the season when the season changes. Do it with grace.
Yes.
Yeah.
And absolutely. And I'll just say, be prepared for the pivot. I think I told you that before. Pivoting is necessary and essential in life.
Yes.
Keep God first and just keep it going. Just keep going.
Right. So we'll see you all next week. Same time, same place, new topic. Have a good one, y'all. Cheers.
Cheers.